I'm serious. If we have the same technical problems we did last week, I'm not doing it again. I'm not. You tell Sportsnet what's Mr. Sportsnet. Fine. You tell them whatever you have to, but I'm not going on. I'm not being a diva. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Banter. Steve Dangle here. And welcome to Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Wow. Things could have gone better last week, at least in terms of the stream. But we've been very good boys and girls. We've drank our milk. We've ate our vegetables. We've said our prayers to the production gods. And I don't know. I think I look pretty good. It's going pretty smooth so far. And we're going to have a good game. Toronto Maple Leafs taking on Toronto Maple Leafs. That's better voice of an adult man and not a high school student. Jeez. Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the St. Louis Blues in the second game of what has been a ridiculous series between the two. And it's only been one game long. Leafs had a 3-1 lead because they just pumped Jordan Binnington. And then they blew it. And then the Blues got a lead. Timothy Liljegren got his first NHL goal. And the Blues blew it. The Leafs ended up winning, and it was great. This is also the first game on a Saturday in Toronto since January 1st. What? It is February 19th. The Leafs have still not allowed a goal at home on a Saturday night. 6-0. Woo! They beat the Ottawa Senators. And it was a bit of a carnival after that. Would you like me to remind you? They lose 5-4 in overtime to the Colorado Avalanche. You might remember that game because they blew a 4-1 lead. Then was the St. Louis game that I just told you about. They won that game. 3-1 win against the New York Islanders. Downright boring. 7-4 over the Detroit Red Wings. Testing out the cough button. It works. They had the 3-2 loss to Vancouver last week, which I barely remember because, well, if you were part of the stream last week, you saw we were a little busy. This week is a little different. Speaking of a little different, the St. Louis Blues are going to look a little different compared to what they were the last time these two played. No, I'm not just saying because Callie Rosen, former Leaf legend, got called up by the St. Louis Blues. I'm saying that because Ville Husso is going to be in net for the St. Louis Blues. To start, I believe he filled in for Jordan Binnington at the end of the last one. If you're like, who the heck is Ville Husso? You're someone who's losing in fantasy hockey. I can tell you that much. Ville Husso is technically a rookie this year. He only played 17 games last year. But actually, he doesn't miss the age cutoff, so he doesn't quite get the Michael Bunting treatment. This dude is 27 years old. He has an 11-3-2 record and a .937 save percentage in 18 games. It's ridiculous. He's already played more games than he did last season. Last season where he played 17 games and had an .893, by the way. So if you saw this coming, good for you. I certainly didn't. And if you're going to put bets down, you think about former Leaf scoring. Tyler Bozak, well, he struggled. Callie Rosen, well, he doesn't have an NHL goal since a very long time ago. Does he have an NHL goal? Look for a potential big game from Ville Husso, who the St. Louis Blues got because of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's true. I love telling this story, and if you've heard it before, too bad. You're going to hear it again because it's one of my favorites. I was at the draft in Philadelphia in 2014. I love saying that. First day of the draft was fun. Leafs got William Nylander. I enjoyed that. The New York Islanders got Josh Hosang, and then the Leafs got him too. Second day of the draft, everyone, and I mean everyone, is disgustingly hungover to the point where they are very quiet in their seats or flat out not there. I was there, though. I was hungover, sure, but I was there. To picture it, all the teams, this is before it was digital, so you might have forgot, all the teams and all their management are sitting where the ice would be in Philadelphia. Tables set up and everything, but all the management are there. All the fans are sitting in the stands and player families and everything. The player families, I mean, they're not cheering when a player gets picked unless it's like someone in their family. So it's families, they're quiet. It's hungover people, they're quiet. The management, they don't get up and hoot and holler and everything. So when I say it was quiet, I mean it was quiet. This is important to the story. They say we have a trade to announce. There's some murmuring. And the trade is Carl Gunnarsson and a 4th-round pick in 2014 go to the St. Louis Blues. In exchange, the Toronto Maple Leafs receive Roman Polak. There was a brief silence, followed by one dude with the loudest voice in Philadelphia going, "That's a terrible trade!" Every person in that building heard it. Every single person in that building heard it. Anyway, I told you that story because the 4th-round pick ended up being Villieu. So, you see? The circle of life. If you think this is good, guess what? It's only going to get better, and it's going to be even better after the show, because we have the IG after show on Sportsnet's Instagram. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. After show, hosted by Emily Agard, who will be joining us in the second period, by the way, first intermission and second period. And I'll be there too. Isn't that neat? Isn't it? Answer honestly. Approval, please. So, apparently my cough button didn't work. Oh, no, it didn't. Here, do you want to hear me get better really quick? There you go. How do I sound now? So we haven't worked out all the bugs yet. I think we have now. There we go. Really? That whole time? The whole time? This is Doubtfire. It's a Robin Williams movie. It's very good. Oh, he said I have to look at my phone. See, this is the thing, producer Stu, who's yelling at me to look at my phone. I have a show called the Steve Dangle Podcast. And on that show, my co-host Adam Wilde yells at me when I look down at my phone. And let me tell you, he's right. But now I got you, who are yelling at me to look down at my phone, and you're right. I can literally do no right. It makes me upset. Anyway, some questions before we start. Sledge Hockey Club. Will Matthews hit 50 goals? Let's do some math. Which I only got into sports broadcasting because they told me there wouldn't be any. And I'm going to sue. So Matthews has 33 goals. That's enough for second in the NHL. Behind Leon Draisaitl. We're about to get to the game. 33 goals divided by 44 games times 79, because I believe he missed 3 games. I mean, dude, it's a 59 goal pace. The question is not, can Matthews hit 50? Because he's only got 17 more to go. I think the question should be, can he hit 60? Let's raise the bar. Isn't it amazing that is 50 would be a disappointment for this player who has actually never hit 50? He scored at a 50-goal pace 3 times, I think. But because of COVID, he's never had the full season to work with, as he has a quick shift to start the game. Oh. Oh, Austin looks a little different. Oh, dear. Oh, buddy. Oh, I hadn't actually seen him since he busted his tooth. Oh, Austin, pal. Austin, friend. Austin, bestie. Oh, dear. Well, that was a nice to look at. I hope he gets a goal. Scotiabank Arena at half capacity, by the way, which is half the fun, but it is a significant increase of fun from last week as Alexander Kerfoot goes offside. 32 wins in 47 games so far, most in franchise history. And you can call me a Scrooge. As a Leaf fan, it's just really hard for me to get jacked about that until playoffs. It's tough. Like, they're doing the best they've ever done through 47 games. And they might not even get home ice advantage in the first round. Who's writing this script? That's not fair. It's mean, is what it is. Liljegren back with the Leafs, and he's with Jake Muzzin, which is a huge deal. Justin Hall with Rasmus Sandin on the third pair. The Leafs are very obviously fidgeting with their defense, and that's pretty clearly where the move is going to be made. They got some moving pieces. So Nick Ritchie, who you know is no longer with the Leafs, he's buried in the minors. He played a game with the Marlies, scored a power play goal, hooray. Is supposedly not very happy. Doesn't want to be in the minors after all. Then he played his second game. And in his second game, he took an awkward fall. And he's not playing, or he didn't play, sorry, in today's Marlies game. And they kept him out as, they say, a precaution. Now, you can look at that as an imminent trade, if you like. Or you could look at that as, well, he's hurt. And if there was an imminent trade, there isn't anymore. Big hit. Who's on the receiving end of that? That didn't look like it tickled. Still looking for a first shot on goal of the game, 2.5 minutes in. Bit of a chess match. Which, as this season tightens a little bit, heading into the playoff stretch. Whoa! There's the first shot on goal. Is interesting. I thought the Leafs have done very well against quicker, more skilled teams at the top of the standings. Actually, let this get. Oh, well. I was going to make a great point, I promise. And then the St. Louis Blues get on the board. So I want to see a replay of this. Pavel Buchnevich gets the Blues on the board, 1-0. Timothy Liljegren on the ice. I thought the Blues ate him alive last game. I mean, geez, this is just a 4-on-2. This is just a 4-on-2. Where's the top line at? I mean, Liljegren doesn't really pick anybody up, so that could have gone better. It's off a rebound, so that could have gone better. Where are the forwards? All right, not a good start. So, that's actually a good note, or a good transition to what I was talking about anyway. The Leafs, we know, are doing great. 32 wins in 47 games. Great. Most they've ever had. Great. They beat Carolina, who's a team near the top of the standings, and is really skilled. Wonderful. Leafs beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, who's a team who's really skilled and near the top of the standings. Great. The game that concerned me was a heavy game against the Calgary Flames, where it looked like the Leafs got bullied. St. Louis is a team you can be pretty sure is going to play a playoff style, a heavy, rough playoff style, down the stretch here. This is a good test. And we're 4 minutes in, and the Leafs are down 1-0. I get tired when I see comments like, oh man, it was one mistake or this happened or that happened. It's hockey. You never watched? This happens all the time. So I can't hear the broadcast team right now. But it was the Matthews line on the ice for the first goal last time. First Blues goal. I'm not sure if it was the 1-0 goal or the 1-1 goal. And I remember Ryan O'Reilly just, well, you saw it, made a ridiculous dangle around Austin Matthews. Austin did not look too good. Leafs storm back. Hooray. Blues storm back. Boo. Leafs come back and win the game. Hooray. Now remember everything that I said before the game started about Villiuso and how he's 11-3-2 with a .937 save percentage? 4 minutes into the game, now 5, and they got to find a way to come from behind against this goalie and score at least 2 against a guy who doesn't really allow any goals. Wow! Wayne Simmons with a big hit. Who was that, Barbashev?
Big hit already in 2 shifts for Simmons. You saw the Bertuzzo one earlier.
We'll see if they can ride that momentum as the Blues get a break. Big stop from Campbell. Man, you can't have something like that happen. A nice big hit at center ice.
Twice now you've seen Simmons just try to get
and then give up a scoring chance. Where are you guys going? And it's Muzzin Hall again, or sorry, Muzzin, sorry, I'm used to it. Muzzin Liljegren again. Dear. Questions in the chat. Mike, why is the East so stacked? To screw with you. Specifically. Cody, do you feel bad for Adam Brooks? Yeah, so Adam Brooks was put on waivers by Vegas, claimed by the Leafs, put on waivers by the Leafs, claimed by the Jets. But now he's going to get an opportunity to play for, I believe he's from Winnipeg. He's going to get an opportunity to play for his hometown team. So hard to feel bad for him there. I would have felt bad if he got claimed again today. Whoa! Real nice move there by Robert Thomas. The Blues, man, they got a bunch of really good fantasy sleepers this season, if you're looking for them. Kyrou, I was able to get off waivers. Robert Thomas I had for a while. I don't anymore, but he's on a streak. Maybe I should have kept him. Barbashev, I had for a while. And these aren't even their best players. Kyrou is now among that group. But, like, you think Braden Shen, you think Ryan O'Reilly, obviously. Vladimir Tarasenko is a huge name. They're just a really solid team. Big. They move the puck well as well. Helps that they get saves. And they didn't have this guy for a while, Pavel Buchnevich, who they got from the New York Rangers via free agency, I believe. Or no. No, that was a trade. Austin, your face. I feel so bad for his face. Good traffic in front by the Leafs. This line needs to pick it up if the Leafs are going to have a chance at anything in games that matter. Alexander Kerfoot, John Tavares, William Nylander. They've found their way to get some cookies. Kerfoot had a goal recently. I don't remember if it was shorthanded. Nylander's had some moments. Tavares has had some moments. Obviously, they play on the first unit power play. But 5-on-5 as a unit, it's dried up. There's Austin, can't quite break it out. Blues stifling here in the neutral zone.
Going to the net is Matthews. Bunting will play it around, back to the goal. Marner going after it. Brown gets in the way. Marner trying to knock it loose.
Marner in front to no one.
Sheldon keep going back with the Matthews line right away, trying to get a fourth line matchup against the St.
And we got
Blues.
icing. Tyler Bozak, Leaf legend,
and there's Matthews coming right
losing the
back
race to Justin Hall, or at least just enough for icing.
Where Berube is unable to make the change that he would normally like.
Oh, Austin.
Having a word with Wes McCauley, maybe trying to burn a few extra seconds.
Something about the face. Oh.
Change as well. Seeing who he could keep on at least. Matthews,
like, that's not... That's not really something you can ignore. You know what I mean? You stub your toe, you can at least sit down. When you breathe, when you talk, when you eat, when you take a high stick, just you're constantly reminded of your busted face. It's not fun. Good play by Hall. Unfortunately, the Leafs can't convert it into anything. But they do get it deep, so maybe I spoke too soon. Here they come! McCabe can't quite get the shot off. Was that McCabe? A Leaf. That's all that matters.
There's Bunting. Back into the corner. Austin Matthews goes after it. Hit by Shen, and Barbashev is on it. Played it off the skate of Bunting. Shen bumped by Matthews, and it's fed back for Parayko. He'll take his time with it as the Leafs get a change. Kasha trying to deflect it out. Barbashev. Look it up by McCann.
What?
Connects with Kasha.
If this turns into a goal, this might be a hat pick. When they dump it in, it sort of loses its magic. It was a great glove play by McCabe. Leafs getting some sustained zone time here. They're building towards something, so that's good. David Kampf, who cannot be stopped. Shorthand goals in back-to-back games. First Leaf since Tyler Bozak to do that, I believe. They were saying at the top of the game. Kasha almost able to take advantage of a Blues line change. Not quite. Leafs really struggling with the breakouts so far. Blues doing a good job. Playing fast, playing hard, playing aggressive. Riley, oh boy. Saw that coming from a mile away. Luckily Campbell did. Something I could see from a mile away. This break, we will be right back. Hey, told you I'd be back. How you doing? Steve Dangle here. Back on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Well, we certainly don't like that start. I liked it better when they were not losing. But there's a lot of game left to play. The Leafs have a really, really tough match. They got to beat the St. Louis Blues, who I think play a heavier style, which is not necessarily a playoff style.
Another crack at Toronto, John.
Like the Penguins go to the playoffs and win. You know what I mean? The Hurricanes have played in the playoffs and win. But this style in particular is one that the Leafs struggle against. Fair? I think that's fair.
3 times in the last 11 games. And,
So if they were to win this game,
players and
that would be
the
great.
coach aren't too happy with those kind of numbers.
Chippy stuff like that. Did you see Justin Falk kind of pop Alexander Kerfoot in the face there? Just little stuff like that. Just stuff like that doesn't feel like a November habit. You know what I mean? And I use November because October, everyone's full of just piss and vinegar. Wasn't sure if I could say piss. I just said it. November, though. That's where the season sort of settles in. And you're like, you know what? It's game 16. Maybe I'm not going to punch my opponent in the face. Because I can't be bothered. Also, I might get a penalty for it. February? I'm kind of in the mood. And also, I'm probably not going to get a penalty.
Mentioned the goals again.
To be honest.
Kelly Rudy talked about Bennington. You think maybe a hometown start here. It's just been a real frustrating contest. Started the season winning his first 4.
Bennington has won 4-0 in his last 5 starts with a 5.26 goals against average. And I'm going to throw it out there. I can't believe he's got 1 win. Did the Blues score 6? Good grief. I can't get to all your questions right away. Oh, shoot. 2-on-1 for the St. Louis Blues. Oh, and he whiffs. Oh! I didn't. All I could do was scream. I'm sorry. I'm not Chris Cuthbert. All right? I don't think that needs to be said, but I'm not as good at this. I just shout when I'm frightened. Liljegren gets it deep. The Leafs are definitely making the Blues skate. They're making them be aggressive. The Leafs are trying to break out. The Leafs dumping it in a lot. But if you're the Blues, I think you want the Leafs to dump it in a lot. That's got to be built into your game plan. So the Leafs need to do their best to make them regret that. Here's Jake Muzzin jumping up. Oh! Oh! Muzzin can't quite get it back in front. The fourth line. Generating some offense here. Spezza keeping it in. Engvall with it deep. Does he draw a penalty? No. Blues still can't get it out. And they're about to. That was a risky pass, but they get it out. And this might be an opportunity. Goal. Like that. That's how fast it happens. A bit of a risky pass at the defensive blue line turns into a goal within 5 seconds. Jake Muzzin, if he jumps up into the rush, he's going to shoot. Blues break it out. Man, they moved the puck well, and that was Tyler Bozak with the excellent pass to Clem Costin, who just straight up beats Jack Campbell. And after a really good couple games, after struggling for a while, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. 2 goals against on 6 shots. The Leafs now down 2-0 to the St. Louis Blues. But the last time these two teams played, it was a carnival. And now we have to hope for one of those again tonight. That's not how you're going to beat Ville Husso. 937 save percentage. You got to do harder. You got to try harder than that. You got to do harder as well. Toronto Maple Leafs in front of a half-packed house, down 2-0 to the St. Louis Blues. We're in commercial break, but that gives me a little bit of time to go to your questions. Ooh, Spartan. I have a question. What is your profession? You see, because what do you think so far of the Oilers coaching change? Well, I mean, they're 5-0. So is that good? Does that qualify as good? Listen, we always point to moves teams can make. They should upgrade here. They should trade this guy. He sucks. They should scratch this guy. He sucks. Call this guy up. But if you have an effective coaching change, it changes everything. The Oilers had a lot of what the Canucks had earlier this season, where The flaws with the Canucks were obvious, but I think we can all agree they shouldn't have been that bad. The flaws with the Oilers are obvious, but they shouldn't have been that bad. What changed with the Canucks? Well, Bruce Boudreau got them feeling good about showing up to the rink. Because they looked like they hated it. What Woodcroft has done with the Oilers is, I think he's woken them up. I mean, that's a Ken Holland thing. When a coach gets fired, it wakes you up. He's gotten them feeling good, feeling confident. Based on Derek Ryan's quotes the other day, where he was talking about the Oilers' style, I think he's being more receptive to feedback from players, which is, I think, just something any new coach is going to do. That's not a dig at Dave Tippett or anything. And also what the Oilers need is the players on the periphery of the lineup, basically the guys who are not Draisaitl or McDavid, to excel. For example, one of the players Woodcroft has loved so far is William Lagesson, who is like third pair / not in the lineup guy for the most of the season. In the last few games, he's been great as Kasha, I think with a tip there and a decent scoring chance as the third line gets to work. So Woodcroft could be what the doctor ordered for the Oilers. Whoa! But it's going to take more than 5 games. Still in a very contentious battle for a playoff spot there. As the Leafs get fresh bodies over the boards.
Allow that shot to get through to the goaltender, looking for some sort of rebound to get a second chance.
Riley up onto the wing. Comes to the line. Erasmus Sandin is on it.
That giant on defense, by the way, is Nico Mikkola, who gave the Leafs fits. I believe he's the player who injured Jake Muzzin, is he not? That was in that game. Mikkola and Parayko is an enormous D pair. This is why I keep talking about the playoff style and the heavy style and kind of rock beating scissors matchup style of the Leafs versus the Blues. Dude, you got to deal with that pair for 4 to 7 games. It's not going to be fun for anybody. And it's definitely not going to be fun for the Leafs. Whoa! Oh my God, Kerf! How did that happen? As he still generates a scoring chance. Someone's without a stick. I think that's Falk, and he's left, and he gets the stick, and the Blues get the puck. Oh, missed opportunity there on a few fronts, as the Leafs could have gotten one. There's Sandin, moved off the puck. Tavares, always strong on the boards. He gets it. But those are the little things I'm looking for in a game like this specifically. The Leafs are good. They're a really good team. An elite team, even. They're a team worth being nitpicky about. Do you think the Leafs are good, yes or no? Yes, okay. Should expectations be high for good teams? Yes, okay. No. I'm pre-arguing with the comment section is what I'm doing. I mean, teams like the Blues, teams like Calgary, you can play with both. You can play with skill and speed and size and toughness. You're allowed. The Lightning are a good example. They're primarily skill. Absolutely. Well, let's not pretend like Victor Hedman's not 6'6". And they got guys deeper in the lineup. There's that third line that obviously they lost this offseason. Yanni Gord is a honey badger. And then there was Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow, who were good in their roles. Blues breaking out again. Jack Campbell gloves it. 5 minutes to go in the first period. Leafs down 2-0. Scotiabank Arena. Now we get to go to some more of your questions. This is an interesting one. I like this. Greg, what the heck happened to the Winnipeg Jets? How do I put this? The Jets are a team that I think if they get into the playoffs, they could do well. Look at how they did against the Edmonton Oilers. They got outshot every game. They got outplayed every game. But they're allowed to get away with murder. McDavid didn't generate a single penalty drawn because that's how it is every year. And I don't know why people pretend like that's not the case. But if they get in, that's the problem. Right now, it's not looking good. Connor Hellebuck, they got a good goalie. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, they can score goals. Man, their attention to detail is atrocious. Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, for such good players, for such skilled players, talented players. Mark Scheifele in particular, my one buddy who's a Jets fan, Brady, he'll just send me clips all the time of Scheifele on the back check. He's shocking. Shocking. If he had any interest at all in playing in his own end of the ice, Jets probably make the playoffs. But right now, even though they're decently close in terms of points, they got to climb over the Oilers, who they lost to today. They got to climb over the Stars. I'm trying to think of who else. I was just looking at the standings recently. So what the heck happened to the Jets? I mean, they're a good team with bad habits. And sometimes the bad habits get the best of you. Speaking of which, Leafs cough up the puck and they're already down 2-0. Ooh. Kyrou with a pass. Leafs get it. And they should have numbers with speed, but Tavares goes down. They still have numbers. Willie shoots it. Scores! On the delayed call, I think Tavares drew a trick there in the neutral zone, but Willie on the 2-on-1 with Alexander Kerfoot keeps it, shoots it, scores it. The Leafs on the board with 4.5 to go in the first period. Can't wait to get another look at this one. Tavares with the breakup. Tavares tripped with a foot, which you don't see terribly often. Willie with the snipe on one of the most hard-to-beat goalies in the NHL this season. Let's call it what it is, statistically anyway. Just a snipe from Willie Nylander. Choo! Leafs on the board. Love it. First goal in his last 9 games. That had to feel good.
That's the kind of shot he's been able to capitalize on, and the confidence was back.
I thought that went in. Oh, bunts. Bunts, buddy.
About this line. Thought they had been getting some chances, but maybe the confidence was not there. And he said, as
I think Willie just said nice pass up the middle there to Kerfoot on the bench. That's like the most subdued goal celebration I've ever seen. What is that? They were just like, good job. Good goal, is it? Willie, who's been struggling to score, still is 18th of the season. Uh-oh, Marner gets picked off. And Marner does the picking off. That's a smart play. It's a good recovery there. You're going to make mistakes, and he recovered well. As we get a whistle here. Oh my God, every time I see Matthews, I just want to hand him a bag of peas. This poor guy.
You think about a playoff series.
Ooh, Jeff, what, are you going to get the Heritage Classic jersey? Yes, I am. I really like it. No, Sportsnet did not pay me to say that, as my Twitter mention suggested. That's so mean. I like them. Not everyone does. That's how it goes with jerseys. But I like them. I like the dark blue. I like the simplicity. Yes, the blue around the tee, the blue lettering around the tee, is unusual. You're not used to seeing it. I like it. I kind of dig it. And it just so happens that the Heritage Classic is the day after my birthday. So, am I paying for the jersey? No. That is my wife's job. She's got to get me a birthday present. All right? Too bad. Oh, we got another broken stick here for the Blues. Brandon Saad doesn't have to go far to get a stick. Blues can't really capitalize, but they got bodies in front. Almost looks like a power play here for the Leafs. Working it around. The Blues just realizing there, wait a sec, we have the same amount of guys. Brody with a clean look, maybe too clean. As the Blues clear it, but the Leafs definitely... Oh, no! Was that too many men?
Yeah, that's totally on Nylander on that one. You can see
Keith upset.
Your responsibility when you're the guy coming on, you got to know where the puck is and you got to know where your player
That's
coming
an unacceptable
off.
penalty.
This is a hard wraparound that is coming. Nylander goes too quickly. Even
you know what?
John, I don't think they necessarily call the penalty if it goes all the way down.
Willie's got to be smarter than that. But what a lazy change from Mikheyev, who you just don't expect it from. Oh, I would love to know what Sheldon Keefe is screaming beneath that mask. Leafs penalty kill has been awesome of late, but they're going up against the second-ranked power play in the entire NHL. Leafs have faced some really good special teams recently. Weren't the Penguins... Or no, the Leafs have the first ranked. But the Penguins were up there, I think, on the penalty kill. Penalty kill was a big reason the Leafs beat the Penguins. The Leafs took 4 consecutive penalties starting from the beginning of the second period. Or something like that. It was in the second period. Road power play, 3rd in the NHL. Listen, you're going to take slashes, you're going to take trips. Too many men. Can't happen. Hilariously, William Nylander is almost always the guy who serves the too many men penalty anyway. I think that's why he was smirking. I have a feeling Sheldon Keefe might see that replay and not think it was very funny. That's a good little breakup from Engvall. Doesn't take the puck away, but he stifles the Blues just enough to kill off some pretty significant time. Oh, boy. Leafs are going to need some saves here. Just over a minute to go in the period, and just over 30 seconds to go in the power play. Jack Campbell gets over in time. And a big stop.
He gets scored on the second shot of the game. And
I didn't see who that player was, but if he catches that clean, that's in. Was that Kyrou?
That one closed the 5-hole in time. And how about this?
Great pass from Robert Thomas. I'm telling you, man.
Back to your right, and he makes
that's a dangerous duo.
And then forget about the stick. He made sure he got the puck and allow his team to get a change.
Blues working it around really well. Another stop by Campbell. Leafs will get a rush here. Brody joining. He's got to be careful. This penalty, yeah. The penalty kill is not as close to done as you think. 15 seconds is a lot of time. Leafs clear it. This will kill the penalty, and now they got 30 seconds to potentially tie the game before their intermission.
Shots on that power play for St. Louis. Really great.
Reminder that Emily Agard will be joining us in the first intermission and throughout the second period. But once we get the horn here, which will be in just a few seconds. Whoa! Mitch! Oh, just wide. We're going to get the horn here in a few seconds, and when we do, we're going to go to some Sportsnet original content as the Leafs, with some pretty good pressure, a much better second half to the period than first. a silly penalty that required a good penalty kill. And after a start, we got a game here in Toronto. This is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and we'll be back after this.
Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Grav, aka Gravitate, and today I'm going to be doing my 2022 mid-season NHL award picks and predictions. Now, you name an NHL award, and there's probably been some controversy surrounding it. The Norris Trophy debate with Cale Makar, Hedman, and Fox. The Calder Trophy debate with Zegras, Raymond, and of course, Moritz Seider. There has been so much discussion on all the major awards that I wanted to give my thoughts on every single one. So, for every major trophy, who are my picks and the most deserving players in my opinion to win each one, and which players do I see winning the trophies by the season's end? Watch till the end for all those picks and predictions, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to the Sportsnet YouTube channel for the best sports coverage around. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now we're going to start out today's video with the Art Ross Trophy and my predictions for who will have the most NHL points by the end of the season. As of right now, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid are tied with 68 points each, and it's a really interesting scoring debate really when it comes down to it. There's going to be some heavy competition as we get into this second half, but in my opinion, it's between three guys for the really that top end tier of NHL scoring this year, and I think the top three will mostly stay the same as it is right now. Coming in at number 3, I see Leon Draisaitl getting this spot and getting 106 points on the season. Coming in at number 2, I have Jonathan Huberto from the Florida Panthers getting 108 points. And coming in at the first place spot is, of course, Leon Draisaitl's teammates in Connor McDavid. I think he'll get 110 points on the year and will go scorched earth in this second half. I mean, the funniest part was, over these past few weeks, a lot of people have kind of felt like Connor McDavid slowed down, but his point production has still been fantastic, and even though he's had some slumps throughout this season, to still have that and get 110 points just shows how truly generational Connor McDavid is. But now we're going to move away from the Art Ross Trophy and move on to the Rocket Rashard Trophy, and this, in my opinion, is a lot more interesting than the Art Ross race. Even though the Art Ross race has some interesting options, the Rocket Rashard race is going to be intense going into the last couple weeks of the year. Right now, Leon Draisaitl leads with 35 points, but you got Kreider, Ovechkin, Matthews, DeBrincat, Connor, even Dylan Larkin in the mix for the goal-scoring lead. In the end, though, when it comes to the top 3, I think it'll be intensely close between 3 different guys. Coming in at number 3 in the goal-scoring lead by the end of the year is Chris Kreider of the New York Rangers, who I think will finish with 46 goals on the year. Coming in at number 2, I think it will actually be Leon Draisaitl, kind of losing his throne a little bit, but still finding a way to get 49 goals on the season. And then coming in at number 1 is from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews, who has just had a resurgence over these past couple of months, and I think will have a hopefully healthy and consistent second half. I think he'll have 52 goals by the time this season is over, and hopefully will reach around that 90 and 100 point threshold for the first time in his career. But of course, with Matthews, the health is always a big question mark going back to his first few seasons in the NHL. If he's not able to stay healthy, then don't screenshot that last prediction. It just never happened. But now we're going to move on to the Vesna Trophy. And this is actually the one trophy that I'm just not going to have any predictions for by the end of the season. But I want to give my top 3 picks as of right now. The top 3 players that I think deserve to be in the conversation and to potentially win it. And when it comes to the number 3 spot for the Vesna Trophy, the 3rd best goaltender so far this year, I'm going to go from Nashville with UC Saros. He's always been a player that I've been keeping an eye on. Obviously, the height is really the biggest thing when you look at him and wonder where the talent comes from, but when it comes to Saros, he's been a consistent body of work going back to his time in Finland, and he's always been a super skilled and heavily smart goaltender, which again makes up for the smaller size he has, and he's been just fantastic for the Preds over the past couple of seasons. This year, in 41 games, has a .924 save percentage. A lot of people like to talk about Roman Josi being the MVP of the team, but in my opinion, UC Saros does not get enough credit. Then you go on to number 2, and in my opinion, one of the more underrated goaltenders in the league this year has been Freddie Andersen, who continues to play some great, fantastic hockey. In 34 games, has a .928 save percentage. I personally would have never expected this type of resurgence from Freddie Andersen, but at the same time, it is great to see, and he has been super valuable for the Canes as well. But going on to number 1, even though Freddie Andersen has made it close a couple of times throughout this season, for the most part, my Vesna Trophy pick has pretty much always been from the New York Rangers, Igor Shuriken. We'll obviously get into the Hart Trophy in a bit, but in my opinion, Shuriken has been one of the most valuable players across the board in the NHL, a lot of times saving the New York Rangers' butts. Yes, the Rangers at points have played well, but their lack of 5-on-5 production has really put the pressure on Igor to be as good as he's ever been, and honestly, I doubt we'll ever see Igor be as good as he is right now. Now, the thing is, this next trophy debate might not be the most popular opinion of today's video, but I wanted to speak my truth because I think, personally, with this next award, it's not a one-man show, and that is the Norris Trophy. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to rush to say Cale Makar is easily the Norris Trophy winner, and if you think that, that's perfectly acceptable, but in my opinion, it's a lot closer than meets the eye. Now, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. For my top 3, I'm going to start out number 3 and my 3rd best defenseman this season in Adam Fox. Although I don't think he's been as consistent as he was last season, and he has missed some time due to injury, I still think Adam Fox is one of the NHL's best defensemen, if not the best, most consistent defenseman out there, and I think overall he's still been one of the best and most valuable defensemen in the league this year. Then going on to the top 2 debate, which is really what we're all here for with the Norris Trophy, and it's between, in my opinion, Cale Makar and Victor Hedman. Now, obviously, like a lot of you guys, in the first couple of months of the season, I was ready to kind of pack it up and give the Norris Trophy to Cale Makar, but at the same time, the more I watch Victor Hedman, the more I watch his supreme defensive play this year, which I don't think is getting enough credit, the more I start to sway on his side. I'm more so looking at the overall game when it comes to the Norris Trophy. I know that sometimes it's skewed more to points, but even with Victor Hedman, he's providing one of the most valuable defensive efforts of any player in the entire league, while also providing a point-per-game pace. He has been spectacular for the Lightning, one of their most valuable players in the entire league this year, and in my opinion, just edges out Cale Makar right now. I know the highlight reels are favoring Cale Makar, but in my opinion, the little details have always favored a player like Hedman, and he has been spectacular in almost every single area so far this year. Now, we're going to move on to the most valuable player award, the Hart Trophy for this season. This is another extremely close debate, but I'm going to be giving both my picks for right now and my predictions for who will win by the end of the season. As for my picks personally, at number 3 and the 3rd most valuable player in the NHL this year, I personally have Austin Matthews. Most of this comes from the defensive brilliance that he's had. I think he should be one of the players most considered for the Selke Trophy. The defensive turnaround of Matthews has been something to watch over these past couple of years. Really just a nice development in his consistency and work ethic, as well as being one of the best goal scorers in the league and being around that great offensive level. To me, he's been so key in Toronto's turnaround from a pretty struggling start to start off the season, and in my opinion, he definitely deserves this top 3 spot. Then going on to number 2, I have, from the New York Rangers, Igor Shuriken. I don't think he's getting nearly as much credit in the Hart Trophy debate as he should. He has been easily one of the league's most valuable players, but especially for the Rangers is, I think, the true reason why they have been an elite team so far this year. And then going on to number 1, I gotta go with the great 8, Alex Ovechkin. Just like with Igor Shuriken, I think Ovechkin's been a huge reason why the Caps have still been prevalent and almost dominant at points throughout this year, but especially when it comes to the 5-on-5 play and the amount of goals he's scoring compared to the rest of the team, it's pretty crazy to see, and he's still prime Alex Ovechkin, which is so fun to see, and hopefully he'll be able to pass Gretzky in just a few seasons' time. Then going into my actual predictions for the Hart Trophy, I feel like the top 3 will be Matthews, number 3, Connor McDavid, number 2, and Ovechkin, number 1. So not that much different, but still pretty similar. But now we can officially get into the last trophy to talk about today in the Calder Trophy, the big mama of NHL trophy debates this season. We have seen so much discussion over the top 3 of this one, it's almost kind of insane to me, but we've been served a pretty great rookie crop altogether. Even players like Anton Lundell and Michael Bunting, who I personally don't have in my top 3, are still fantastic players that deserve to have some massive credit. But going into my picks for the top 3, it of course starts at number 3 with Lucas Raymond. And this is not a slight at Lucas Raymond at all. I've loved Lucas Raymond since before his draft year, and he's one of those players that also goes kind of under the radar. But his chemistry alongside Tyler Bertuzzi and other players, his presence on that top six is immediate, and it's really been fun to see that shot come to life, that maturity come to life at the NHL level. Lucas Raymond is here to stay, and it's so good to see him already so apparent and consistent for this Red Wings team, and they'll definitely need him to be a star in the future, which he's already kind of been. But now we're going to go on to number 2, and go on to a guy that I think is almost time of him, but just gets the slight edge, of course, in Trevor Zegras. Now, when it comes to Trevor Zegras, it kind of goes back to the Cale Makar and Hedman debate, where I think one player is more flashy, but the other is just a lot more of a complete, or maybe just a slightly better complete player that does the little things so correctly. When it comes to Zegras, you obviously have the highlight reel plays and the excitement and the amazing personality, but at the same time, there's also been some defensive woes that I think keep him back a little bit from my number 1 spot. Still an electrifying player, and it's so good to finally see the NHL embracing a personality like this for the first time since like Alex Ovechkin, it feels like. But now we have to go on to number 1, and in my opinion, the best rookie for this season so far. It will have to go to Red Wings defenseman Moritz Seider. Even though I like Zegras and I like Lucas Raymond, from pretty much the start of this season, I felt like Moritz Seider was my number 1 guy. Stepping into the NHL and already being by far the best Red Wings defenseman is a huge compliment. Even though the Red Wings defense isn't fantastic, Moritz Seider has been above, I think, what a lot of people expected him to be. Even though I liked him in his draft year, to see him becoming this franchise defenseman, it just shows the true genius of Steve Yzerman once again. But the maturity, the skating, the raw defensive tools, it's all come together so fantastically, and his presence is so cool to see. At such a young age, it's miraculous what Moritz Seider has been able to do, and I think he definitely deserves to win the Calder Trophy this year. And going into my predictions for the Calder Trophy, it's the same thing as my picks. I think personally Raymond will get 3rd in the voting, 2nd will go to Zegras, and Moritz Seider will deservedly so get the Calder Trophy in the 2022 NHL Awards. But that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Make sure you comment down below as well. What do you guys agree and disagree with my picks and predictions? What do you see doing or going differently? What are your predictions for the awards? Who are your picks as well as the most deserving players for each award as well? Let me know your complete thoughts down below. Make sure you share this video with your friends. Get the award picks out there, and hopefully have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. And here's my friend and our guest for the second period and the host of the Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle after show, Emily Agard. Hey!
I'm back with no technical issues. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Okay. So for the class, please explain what that is, because I thought you literally had like a superstitious piece of wood to knock on when you need to.
Could you imagine if I walked around with this piece of wood in my purse and my backpack?
Yes.
It is actually, it's a phone holder. It just like holds your phone and sits like that. But I've been using it for knock on wood purposes. So I'm going to be using it all throughout this period. Yeah, it's back for another Let's go. I'm hopefully going to bring some good luck in this period. And if I don't ever invite me back. That's how this is going to go.
Fair. I liked how you said for another edition of Nope, we didn't do the after show last week.
No.
Last week was a nightmare. But
We didn't.
it's no longer a nightmare. Look at us. Look at the smooth motion and how great everything is.
We're clear. It sounds great. It looks great.
Sounds great. So, Leafs currently losing 2-1. They brought it back half of the period. You're working with the the SN Bets team.
Yes.
How many former Leafs did you bet on?
Well, none. I did not bet on any former
You're
Leafs.
doing it wrong.
Should I have bet on Tyler Bozak?
Yes. He got an assist.
I know. You know what? Instead, what I did do was I won a bet already because it's been a while since we've seen a Willie Nylander goal. I was very happy to see that. I made a bet tonight because I was like, you know what? He's going to come out. He's going to come with fire. And I also made a second bet on him tonight. So here's to hoping that actually happens. One bet. I just made another bet that he would score again.
Oh.
Anytime goal scorer, yeah. I want to see 2 from Willie Nylander, but we will see. Who else did I bet on? I did a Mitch Marner anytime goal, a Bunting second period.
Wow, specific.
I'm very specific. It's because, the payouts are just better when you're specific, and yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm getting into it. The more I talk to you about it, my buddy Jesse Blake, producer Drew is big into the bets. I always talk about the bet that I won for him during that Kings game.
Yeah.
I'm getting into it. I'm being converted.
Okay, so if you were to bet on this game, what would you would probably bet on some former Leafs then, is what you're saying?
Ooh, oh man, that's so tough. Because I know it'll work, but there's what my brain knows and what my heart wants. And my heart wants the Leafs to win every game 7-0.
Yes.
So that's too difficult. I think I would bet with my heart, which is not how you should bet. And I would go for like my favorite players. So I'd probably bet on like Morgan Rielly.
Okay. Well, I mean, last game was very good for Morgan Rielly, right? So, but this is the thing though. We don't often see a goal every game from him. No, we don't, right? So
that was only his 6th, but like the best one by far.
Of course. Yeah, that was like McDavid style. I don't know if I should say that, but I'm so sorry. I don't even know who I'm talking about.
Sorry, well, I refer to him by his legal name, the second best Oiler.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe I will do that moving forward.
Second best Oiler, third best player in the league. Best is Austin Matthews. Emily, did you see his face?
I saw his face. I feel really bad for him, but I think the better question to ask is, did you see the clip of Marner fighting the goalpost?
Yes, that's a friend. That's a good friend. Well, and the goalpost deserved it. And we've been wanting to see more pushback from the Leafs. And, sometimes you need it from the most unlikely of candidates.
Exactly.
And, I think Mitch Marner won.
I think he did too.
Absolutely.
That was great though. No, I do feel bad for Matthews. Yikes.
The face. You don't want the face.
You don't want the face, no.
The whole thing with the playoff beard is every time you look at yourself, you're reminded that you're in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he looks at himself, he's reminded that he ran face first into the crossbar. And it's just not fun.
How long do you think that's gonna take to actually fix? Can you? Yeah, you can. You can fix. Yeah, absolutely can.
There's 2 answers to that. There's the swelling, I think, will be gone, in a few days. Mm-hmm. The tooth, see, he's a young man too. So these dudes don't get their teeth properly fixed, a lot of them, until the end of their career, because they're just going to get them knocked out again.
Anyway, right? Exactly. Some of them don't even, like, what's the point at that point? Whatever. I've been living like it for so long.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Like, I guess the retainer that has, like, a very specific tooth on it.
Yes.
Have you seen those?
I know what you're talking about, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know those existed. The first person who showed me those exist was Stuart Percy, former Leafs first-round pick. I was working for the Mississauga Steelheads, and he just popped it out right in the middle of an interview, and I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know how I would have reacted to that. I mean, I just feel like that is too much work. If I'm going to lose a tooth, just let it be. I don't want to wear a retainer. I barely wore my retainer when I had braces, forget that. But one question I did actually want to ask you. How are you feeling about Campbell tonight?
Tough start that got better. Oh, here's your boy! Oh.
So close.
See, now I'm cheering for you.
Thank you.
I'm cheering for Willie and therefore cheering for you.
Thank you, yes.
Campbell, I thought, had a tough start, but he settled in with a few really important saves. I didn't love the second goal. But I thought he made up for it.
Nothing, and I'm sure, every Leafs fan can relate to this, but nothing breaks my heart more than when someone scores on him and he just throws his head back, or it's too much for me personally. Yeah, that's it. It's too much.
It's extra hard because we know he gets so down on himself. That was the big thing that he had to overcome last season. I think the Leafs were upfront about it in the media. Mm-hmm. It was also obvious. Leafs would win a game 7-2, and he'd be like, "Oh, those two I let in were brutal."
Yeah. I think I recently watched a clip of him talking about how he's become a little bit less anxious and he focuses on different things after the game now and when he gets home, so that's good. But yeah, it's especially tough when we know, right, what goes on.
I will say, you can tell. You can tell he doesn't, he bounces back quicker.
Yes, absolutely. You know what has scarred me for life? I think we talked about this before, but it was in that Leafs documentary where it was playoff. Oh, I can't even, I know. It's burned into my brain for life, where he's just sitting there in the locker room and he's crying. It's too much.
It says a lot about how great of a guy he is and how loved he is, even outside of the fan base, that, jerks didn't make that into a meme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was right there.
Yeah.
I think people felt too bad for him, and they're like, well, if anyone doesn't deserve that kind of treatment, it's Jack Campbell.
It's him. It is him. Correct.
I love him. This is a tighter game.
Yeah. I would like to see some action in this period for us. Oh.
The Leafs do better with carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they dragged the Blues into in St. Louis a few Saturdays ago. It was a 6-5 game.
Yep.
And if you know the score is 6-5, you're probably betting on the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear it's going to be a 2-1 game or a 3-2 game, it's looking a little bit better for the Blues.
Right.
I was being a bit Debbie Downer in the first period, talking about, we're heading towards the playoff stretch. Teams are tightening up. They're going to play a heavier style. And the Blues excel. They excel at that. Let's call it what it is. What a lot of people didn't like, I said a week or two ago, was when they lost to the Flames.
Ovechkin tracks it down, played it up for Austin Matthews. Flipped it over to Marner. Knocked away by Krug. Got it to center for Buchnevich. Little drop pass. Thomas brings it in. Left it for Kyrou. Jordan Kyrou. Up by Muzzin. There's Matthews trying to clear it on the boards. Marner's there as well. Buchnevich kept it in. Got it down low for Kyrou and it hopped over his stick. Liljegren out to center for Marner. Got to the St. Louis line. Had it knocked away and he's frustrated. Want to slam his stick as he heads out to the Leafs bench for a change. Austin Matthews will dump it in. Do so out of the net. He'll move it into the corner for Parayko. Out at center, and it got away from Ryan O'Reilly, and that'll be an icing call against St. Louis.
You come into this game, you see the fat lip for Austin Matthews, but in the middle of a 9-game.
See, you ever talk smack when you shouldn't? That's me. That's me. If we have any more problems, and we're gonna have to say goodbye, and I'm sorry.
What is happening? Everything seems always fine on our ends, and then it just freezes on us.
I didn't notice a thing. Yeah.
Oh, just, you gotta cut me then. Okay. Fingers crossed. I'm knock on. Everything's gonna go well.
Yeah. Last week we saw it going wrong in real time. This was news to us. Anyway, yada yada yada. The point I was trying to make. I said the Leafs don't often lose games, but they often lose these kinds of games.
Right.
They lost to the Flames, so hopefully they don't.
Right. I mean, between the Leafs and Blues, these are pretty much two top power play teams like in the league right now. And I feel, would you say that that's the case?
Top everything.
Yeah. I feel like this is such a, I don't want to say test, and I'm not saying that I'm rooting for the Blues, but I do feel like it's like kind of a test here of who's going to win today.
I think at this time of the season, there's your boy! Yeah, there you go! There you go! There's your boy! Ties the game!
2 Nylander goals. Was that a Nylander goal? That was a Nylander goal.
That was 100% a Nylander goal. His second of the game.
I told you he was coming out with fire tonight. He was coming out with fire. It's been a while since we've seen a Willie goal.
Just 2 rips. Phil Uso, one of the goalies who has the highest save percentage in the entire league. Nylander just beats him with a pair of rip shots. And Emily are rich.
I'm rich. Don't ask me how much I make on my bet. This is very...
13-2 when Nylander scores this season, which means they're 26-4 when he scores twice. That's a stat I made up.
Love
I
that.
want it to be true.
I'm so happy in this moment.
And it's a tie game. I feel like everyone's like, yeah, okay, Emily won like $20 or whatever. It's a tie game now. Hooray.
Okay, cool, amazing. I don't even know where to go from here. I'm so happy.
You go with hooray. Oh, no. Oh!
That went in? What?
He saved it and they got the rebound. It was an unbelievable save by Campbell, followed by a floater.
This is too much for me to handle in one single period.
Well, now we need a Michael Bunting second period goal.
Yep, we do. We absolutely do.
What a play by Justin Falk.
Oh,
Rob!
wow.
I really... All of that was amazing. The save, getting his own rebound.
Oh,
I think
man.
Braden Shen might have hurt himself there.
Oh, I just saw Jack Campbell's reaction.
He made such a good save.
Yeah.
Shen popped right up. He didn't seem too comfy. So, he's getting some work done on his skate. Oh, that's so disappointing.
Man, my heart was beating so fast, and then it just stopped. I'm dead.
Well, this game's open right up, though.
Yep.
Here's the Leafs. Chew!
Oh.
Yeah, you can stay.
I can stay?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
Leafs hold it. Leafs can't hold it. We got a game.
We officially, we've got a game. Let's go.
That's the 3rd broken stick on the Blues tonight. They got to sue their manufacturer or something. I don't know about that.
Oh, cool, amazing, love that.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can just do that. You can just, there you go. Fire it! Oh! Bunting is right there. It's right there. All right, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, Bunting second period goal so Emily can be rich.
Filthy rich with my $5.
Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Here with Emily Agard as the Leafs are down 3-2 against the St. Louis Blues. Emily, I just checked Twitter and I want to read a couple tweets.
Please do. I can't even imagine what's going on Twitter right now.
They cut a clip of me talking about Matthews' face, which is it's tough right now after he ran into the goalpost. There's one of Marlon Brando from The Godfather, just says, "My boy, look how they massacred my boy." And my personal favorite from King Donut, Austin Matthews looked like he Matthews looked like he tried to eat a chainsaw and won.
Oh my gosh, that is savage, literally. Sorry, what was the handle of that? Did that come from?
King Donut.
Love that. Upset.
Yeah, love that for us. Oh, hey! Here we go! Oh! Sandine looking for a slash. He's hurt.
Yikes.
That hit him on the left hand there.
I knew this was... I don't know why I'm shocked or surprised that this is all happening. I came into this game knowing who the two teams were that we were going to be watching, yet I am so stressed.
Oh, extremely stressed. We got a partial 3-on-2 here for the Blues. And Leafs pick it off. Not quite enough to prevent the chance. Or the secondary chance, I should say. Blues in front to nobody.
To no one.
Have you ever worn a heart rate monitor for a hockey game or any sports event?
I haven't, but maybe I should. I do have I have an Apple Watch and that tracks your heart rate.
I think so.
I believe it does, yeah.
Might depend which one.
Yeah. Have you? Are you saying
Yes.
that?
I used to have a Fitbit, and I helped a buddy load all his furniture into a moving truck.
Okay.
Then I drove. I unloaded all that furniture from the moving truck. And then I watched 2018 Game 7 Leafs Bruins.
No.
And my heart rate was higher during all 3 periods than it was while I was literally moving couches and, drawers.
I do not doubt that for a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. Next Leafs game, I'm going to do it. When is it? Monday? Monday. I'm going to do it.
That sounds right. I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They have a packed February, March, but they don't have a ton of back-to-backs, which is nice.
March looks pretty insane. I was looking at their schedule for March, and I was like, okay. Yeah.
They do play Sunday, March 13th, which is the Heritage Classic in Hamilton against Buffalo, the day after my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday next month?
Yep.
No way. Are you doing anything special? Anything fun?
Yeah, I'm going to the Leafs game.
Yeah, amazing. Perfect.
To work, but
yes.
I'm going to go with my new Heritage Classic jersey that my wife doesn't know she's getting me, but I'm going to ask for it. So
you're going to the game. Are you a fan of the jerseys? Because I've been seeing a lot of mixed reactions online.
I understand the mixed reactions. I like them.
Okay.
I understand. And I feel like I'm often a harsh jersey critic.
Yeah.
I really like the New Jersey Devils stuff that they tried this year where they just called it jersey.
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely not. Team Canada did win gold in their hockey jerseys, but you ever hear someone say something about something and it ruins it forever no matter what you thought of it to begin with?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone referred to the Canada logo this year as the turkey butthole. And
see, now it's ruined for me and for everybody watching.
Yep. You're all
that was a good save.
You're gonna look at that gold medal celebration and you're gonna be like, there it is, 2022 gold turkey butthole. It ruins it. It ruins it. And I don't know. People didn't like the black Canada jersey. I like the red with the black, but man, turkey butthole. It's hard to overcome.
No, Steve, no.
I know. I saw Faisal had the white with the red.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one was nice.
Simple.
No, this is not okay. This is gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, why don't I ask your thoughts? What do you think of the Heritage Classic jerseys for the Leafs?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I like you. I understand why people are for it and not for it, but I almost feel like indifferent. I just I would wear it, but I also wouldn't. So I'm kind of
You're underwhelmed.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe that's a better way to describe what I'm feeling. Yeah. A little underwhelmed.
I hope it looks better on the ice, just with the dark. It's a darker blue. Uh-oh! And Jack Campbell with the save. Jordan Cairo, who I think won fastest skater at the All-Star Skills competition. Yeah. Really good player.
Are we shocked that he won fastest skater?
No. And here's why. So everyone Connor McDavid's the fastest player in the world.
Yep.
How does he ever lose?
Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't be shocked that Connor McDavid didn't win fastest skater, because the last time there was a skills competition, he did not win fastest skater. Mm-hmm. That was in St. Louis. He lost to Matthew Barzal, who wasn't even there. McDavid is not the fastest player in the NHL. He is the fastest player in the NHL with the puck. Right.
Okay, that's a great point. Who I don't even remember. Who was in the top 3? Who was competing for the fastest player? Who was it? Like the top 3?
Dylan Larkin holds the record, but I don't think he was in it this year. I can't remember. Kyrou, McDavid was in there. Mm-hmm. Who else? Someone had a surprisingly fast time. I forget.
And then McDavid didn't win last year, but he won, or sorry, not last year, the year before, but won the 3 years prior. Does that sound right? I can't remember. I need
something like that. There. Okay, so there is a thing called, I call everything before March 11th, 2020, the before time, the long ago. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. It's hard to remember stuff. I was in St. Louis. I was in another country in 2020. It was just early 2020.
Yeah.
So I forgot. I remember landing in St. Louis, and I knew I had to fly home through Chicago, and reading on my phone, they're like, oh, first confirmed case in Illinois. And I was like, oh no. I hope this lady was coughing on my plane and I was riding like this. I didn't know. It was January 2020. I
know. Everything was so up in the air and so unsure.
Yeah, so was I. I was on a plane. Get up. All right, we got 9.5 minutes to go for Emily to get her Michael Bunting second period goal so she can quit Sportsnet and retire rich. Or will you keep your job?
I would keep my job.
Yeah? I mean,
I'll keep my job. It's pretty sweet. Or anytime Mitch Marner goal, which I'm fingers crossed.
Right. Hopefully both. That would give the Leafs the tie and the lead.
Yes, correct.
I would take that. Can't get greedy. Oh. Yes, we can. Here he is. Woo! You want a big performance from the top line. That's what you want. What a pass from Marner. What a move by Matthews. Come on, Bunts. Sorry, what'd you say? I talk a lot, Emily.
No. I love it because half the time I can't even articulate. Oh!
Whoa! The rough stuff.
Okay.
Corey Cruz.
What even happened here?
What happened is the ref decided to put Michael Bunting in an arm bar, which I believe is jiu-jitsu, and was not helpful in that situation at all. That's just the usual battle, usual stuff.
Yeah.
Hasn't escalated yet. Okay.
Here we go.
So I'm going to argue that Krug should get the extra 2 minutes here. Okay, they showed it on the replay. They're not showing it on this. First of all, he should get the extra 2 for that. Second of all, before that, he cowbelled him. Do you know what that is?
No, what do you mean by cowbelled him?
Cowbelled him. Jeff Merrick introduced that term. He went between his legs and went up really fast. He cowbelled him. Basically cup checked him.
Oh my God, I must have missed that.
Yeah, 100% did. Watch on the replay. Other than punching Bunting in the head, which last I checked was not allowed, he also cowbelled him, which might get a fine from the league after the game.
Wow. Oh, that was last. That was, yeah. You said cowbell, and my brain immediately went to more cowbell drums.
No, we need less cowbell.
We need less cowbell here.
As I was right, the Leafs are on the power play here as Morgan Riley fans on it. And Bunting is in the box, so it's not looking good for your Bunting second period goal. But Marner anytime is still on the table. Leafs first-ranked power play is out on the ice. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that the Leafs are about to tie it. I choose to put that out into the world.
You know what you also should tell all your friends about?
What's that? Like,
oh,
that's nothing. That's fine. You can just do that. What I can tell people about is the watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle after show, which is difficult to talk about during the power play. But
I suck sometimes at actually watching the game because I obviously watch it, but I can't articulate what I'm feeling. It's too much.
Opportunity here, shorthanded for the Blues. And the Leafs break it out and lose it. That's a shame. Second unit coming over the boards. This is usually where I'd tell you to look for a Michael Bunting goal, but he's in the box.
Womp womp. If you're a goalie, every time I see that, your voice pops into my head.
You know what? A couple of them are really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them suck. Most of them. I love goalies. I wanted to be a goalie growing up.
Yeah.
Most of them suck. They're playing the puck, and they should stop.
Oh.
Whoa!
What was that?
Falling with style. Andre Kasha has been buzzing this game as the penalty expires, but the Leafs still have it. Liljegren misses by a football field, but the Leafs still have it. Kasha! And looks like the Blues will finally get it out. Still 6.5 to go.
Boy.
Yeah.
20 shots for the Blues, 14 for Leafs. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the Leafs have done a lot with not very much.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely need to get more offense going. I don't have stats to back this up, but the Leafs feel like a team that, like, yeah, Marner doesn't have the puck now. Anyway, I don't have a stat to back this up, but the Leafs will very often seem like they're getting a lot of scoring chances.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look up at the amount of shots they have, and it's like 15. And I'm like, what?
How does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they get a lot of shots blocked, or they miss, or hits the post, or something like that. When a puck hits the post, it doesn't count as a shot on goal.
Oh, okay.
Which I understand, but also hate.
Yeah. No, it should be.
It feels wrong, right?
It should be, right?
I understand why.
Like, what are you aiming for then?
If it hits the post and goes in, it's a shot. Hits the post, stays out? No.
Yeah.
How dare you? Yeah, how dare you even think that?
Woo! Okay.
Personal question. Have you ever eaten, well, it's not there anymore. Have you ever eaten in the CN Tower restaurant?
I have, yeah. And it was fun. But also, I didn't realize that I was afraid of heights until I did that.
Right.
You often don't until you are faced with a situation like that. Have you?
I have eaten there once or twice. It was really good. So I proposed to my wife in March 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was in the air that I was going to do that. Now, here's the problem. Her birthday is in February.
Uh-huh.
So I brought her to the CN Tower for dinner and for her birthday. And I could not afford it, but I did it anyway because I thought she would love it. And I find out after the fact that she was actually so disappointed because she thought I was going to propose.
Oh, no!
And then I didn't. But
And
5
then
weeks later, I did.
Did she tell you after, like immediately, within those 5 weeks that she was disappointed, or way after the fact?
Way after the fact.
Okay, that
Way
makes
after
it, yes. Okay.
No, like she didn't sulk or like we didn't get into a fight or anything, but you could tell she was just sort of like, I thought it was going to happen. Yeah, because we had been together like 6 years.
Right. And like you're not going
young.
up the CN Tower for a dinner just for any old dinner, you know what I mean? At least not for
dinner.
me. Yeah.
I thought it was a big deal.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I ended up proposing in the vault at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Did you really?
I did. And here's how you do that, kids, if you ever want to do that. Because the vault is closed, obviously. It's open to the public. But if you get there first thing, no one goes to the vault first.
Right.
The Hockey Hall of Fame is designed so that you go there last. So I lied, and I said that someone is going to give us a secret tour behind the scenes, and we have to go there first.
You're genius. That's a genius move.
So we went there and what's funny is afterwards she was like, so there's no tour then? I'm like, no. But
she's like, I was ready for the tour. Yeah.
But her only criteria she gave me, she's like, listen, I can't make you propose, but if you did, I want you to do it in a private place. And I thought, got it, vault.
It's great. I love that story. I love a good proposal story. That's a good one, and it's very fitting. That's what I like. It's very you, and like the both of you. So it's great. It's perfect.
I thought so. Well, that was the other thing that I was like a little bit cheesed about. I was like, you wanted me to propose at a private place, and you thought I was going to propose in the middle of the CN Tower restaurant?
Yeah.
No.
There's a lot of people there.
I was following instructions, love. Okay?
Yeah, it's the good proposal. Very good proposal. Ooh.
Here we go. 5 minutes to go. Leafs still down 3-2 to the St. Louis Blues, but they're in it. Oh, Willie! Cleaning out Justin Falk, but he's taken down a little bit awkwardly. Game's getting kind of chippy here.
Yeah.
2-on-1 for the Blues. Sort of broken up. TJ Brodie.
Sacrificing lives.
Oh, here we go. Jack Campbell with the stop. Tavares, little thing king. Cannot get it to Kerfoot. TJ Brodie, I don't remember who said it, but TJ Brodie is the best defender in the NHL from his stomach.
Correct. Absolutely. I was going to ask you, how are you feeling about Tavares lately?
He's a guy who, when he's not scoring, he's still doing things to help the team. Mm-hmm. So I'm not terribly concerned.
Okay.
And it's Tavares, like he's had slumps with the Leafs before, and everyone goes, what's wrong with him? And the answer always ends up being nothing, because then the slump ends and he's great.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. He doesn't look injured. He doesn't look tired. They haven't been getting as many opportunities, but his line mate's got 2 goals tonight, so that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Blues catching the Leafs pinching a little bit here. Puck goes out of play. Is Bunting about to come out of the box?
He hasn't yet.
No. It's the worst.
Oh.
Yeah, that was awkward for Willie there. TJ, got it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, sacrificing himself like every game.
He's so goofy. I love my silly TJ. Have you seen the footage of Paul Hendrick interviewing TJ Brodie when he was like 12?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
This is something I need to definitely look up after.
So it was like Leafs skills competition 2002, like forever ago.
Uh-huh.
And there was a kid who did the accuracy shooting competition, and I think he went 4 for 4 on the targets.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was TJ Brodie. The
Wow.
whole team comes out, celebrates with him, and Paul Hendrick interviews him in front of the Air Canada Center.
No way. Okay, I'm gonna look this up after. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Have you seen what the Leafs have been doing on TikTok? Because it is hilarious. Some of the stuff that they have been pushing out. I think it was like the latest one that I saw was like, would you rather fight a 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
That was it. Yeah, that was it. And Jack Campbell,
right? Yeah.
very on brand. It was like, I don't want to fight animals.
Yeah. He's like, and like so sincere and genuine as he says it. Oh, I don't want to fight any animals.
Yeah,
What would you choose?
I'm not as kind as Jack Campbell. I would choose the duck-sized horses.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Wait, duck-sized horses. Yes. Yeah. I'm not out here trying to fight a horse-sized duck.
I got bit by a Canada goose when I was 5, and it hurt. I didn't like it.
That's trauma.
It is trauma.
That is pure trauma.
They're mean animals,
Yeah.
and we should stop celebrating them.
I don't know about that. My brother, when we were younger, had a sandwich stolen right out of his.
Really?
It's a famous story in my family. It's very funny every time I think about it.
What kind of sandwich? This is important.
Yeah, I don't know. I was too. He's older than I am, so I don't remember. Oh!
Hey! Hooray! TJ Brodie with the blast. I didn't see if it was tipped. I guess we're about to. And there he is. The kid who dreamed about becoming a Leaf. Interviewed by Paul Hendrick. Scores a goal right after I tell that silly little story. I think it might have hit off at Ilya Mikheyev. Let's look.
Good slide across by Brodie, and he just
Bang.
absolutely unloads, and
No.
go off anyone.
That just goes through clean.
It's Mikheyev coming across in the vision of the goal.
It might have hit off a blue in the high slot.
I can't tell. Yeah.
I don't think Mikheyev got it. But Keith is giving him, he's either giving him props because it's his goal, or because he had the good screen in front, which he did.
Mm-hmm. Nice save.
Campbell. That was sorely missed when the fans weren't there.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine how much that, like, it just probably feels so different from the actual for the actual players, right?
Did you catch the Matthews quip from a couple of weeks ago?
Which one was that?
I think they had a comeback win against someone. I can't remember who it was. But he was like, yeah, you know, we just tried to get a quick one and feed off the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, there's no one in the building.
No one in the building.
Love that. Yeah, no. His dry humor and his sass.
Yeah. All right, so now Bunting is for sure out of the box.
Okay. I mean,
it's possible.
It's possible. Got a minute 30 left.
Justin Hall jumping up.
Ever
since we've been talking about a sandwich, now I want a sandwich. And that's what I'm going to do.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, do I want a sandwich?
Yeah, you want to, yeah.
I want a sandwich. I've been in a, this is not typical for February, but I've been in a big burger mood. Uh-oh! Blues stopped.
Oh.
Marner, good breakup. As Matthews breaks it out, and he passes it to guess who? Michael Bunting! He's got 49 seconds to work. Let's go, kid! Scarborough zone! Get in there! Do it for Emily!
My heart can't handle this. Ah!
No, there's time. If you're a goaltender, play it. Dummy. No. No, he's on the other team. Just play it.
That's right. Just move. Leave.
If you're a goaltender, join the rush.
Leave. Exit the scene.
Yeah.
Somebody do something.
Ooh. Give it back to Buns. Oh, that's not Buns. Never mind. Score anyway. Don't give it up, though.
Well, you know what? We're tied.
We're tied. Austin with all his teeth pulls up.
Matthews grazes by Bertuzzo to let him know he's there.
Robert Bertuzzo getting in his face,
Defensive zone. Matthews
which is something he's
balance,
able to do
up, gets hit by Bertuzzo,
from the ice and not the press box, where I have seen him before as a healthy scratch. Burn. Toronto Maple Leafs tied the game and then tied the game again. Exciting game we got going on as we head to the second intermission. Leafs 3, Blues 3. This is Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Emily Agard, my goodness. Thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us. We had a technical for like 1 second.
Tiny minute, but we'll never speak of it again.
Never. You know where we're definitely not going to speak of it? On the Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle after show on Sportsnet's Instagram. Where can we find you before all the events?
Before all of the events, you can find me at Emily Agard. At Emily Agard. And I guess, we'll see each other after the game where we will dissect more on Sportsnet's IG Live.
Leaf win.
Correct.
That's why they lost last week, by the way, is because we didn't do the after show. They won the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. Emily, really appreciate you joining us, and I'll see you after the Leafs win this, okay?
Thank you for having me. Peace. Talk soon. Bye.
Black.
I am the greatest fighter
Black.
of all time.
Black on black. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Black on black. Black, my thoughts so black. I'm black. My skin is so black. I'm rocking that black on black.
Let's keep it real, because after all, that's what hockey is about. The game has a bunch of traits that are desirable. Stick taps and post-game daps, speaking about the collective, thinking about community. But there is a community that has made its presence felt, been present in the game, but always has been in clear and present danger: the black community. To be black in hockey, you have to love the sport more than at times it seems to hate you. Stars aren't immune. The amateur experience isn't any different than the pro, on homeland and overseas. Anybody can get it. Slurs come at us harder than slap shots. Zoom calls aren't secure. You can't even celebrate a game-winning goal. Being in the penalty box isn't punishment enough.
It's sad that, athletes like myself 30, 40 years ago were standing in the same spot saying the same thing.
But you can't put us in a box. For a while, black players were only accepted as enforcers, reinforcing the stereotype. But over time, we restated our claim in the game. Snipers and grinders, hallowed Hall of Famers. We are the game. Players, owners, executives, broadcasters, and last but not least, fans. But the problem is, if we don't finally claim once and for all they are welcome and needed, not visitors but family, then one day we'll look around and there won't be any left. We'd miss out on all of this.
Trayvon with his black hoodie on, Huey P. Newton, Black Revolution. I'm with a Nubian queen and some illegal aliens. I got a black fist barred up and it ain't just me, it's all us.
The future of the game requires space for black players to continue to make black history on the ice. So hockey community, your move. What do you want to do? Do you want to say hockey is for everyone, or do you want to join us in the fight to make sure that's true?
Yager, nice move. Wrap around. He scores!
Wow. Look at the move. Wow. Watch how quick he got around the net before Volkun could even get there. Steal in front, a chance here, and they score! Jaromir Jagr! At age 45, call the cops! He picked the pocket and scores number 760 of his career.
Can't come out. Jagr keeps it in. Jagr in alone. Score!
I mean, is this kid good or what? Spectacular goal.
Kapruka again on that right wing. Looks behind him. He's got Jagr going to the net. Be careful. Jagr cuts in and makes a play. What a play by Jaromir Jagr. And he smoked him like a bad cigar.
Waiting for a turnover. Here he goes now. It's a 2-on-3. Jagr playing it back inside his feet. Goes around. Shot. Oh! What a play by Jagr! The one-man band is in the big top. Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr, those powerful strides down the wing. Jagr hits the brakes. Curlin drags beautifully past to Mander. Jagr! Score! There's one that brings you out of your seat. That is downright nasty.
Jagr on the right wing, hooked from behind. Interference by McLean, but he gets to the net. Jagr scores! Pittsburgh wins it. What a sensational goal. Great second effort by Jaromir Jagr to win it for Pittsburgh. Moves up, lead pass to Jagr, trying to beat the defense. Goes down, he's pulled down, scores, it goes in! Hextall trying to clear it away, it was knocked in. He smoked him like a bad cigar. Here's Jagr one-on-one. Jaromir Jagr, big move. He scores. What a beautiful goal by Jaromir Jagr.
And see Joe Juno, who probably maybe never in his career before has had to go one-on-one against a great star like Jagr.
Get it out. It's still in there. Jagr intercepted. Hangs on to it. And a good move. Another good move. He's in. Scores. What a goal. Jagr.
There's only 4 people in the whole rink he didn't deke, and 3 of them are ushers.
Crosby looking. Loose in front. Still a loose puck picked up by Ricky. Shoots and scores. I think it was Crosby. Crosby does get the goal. And Sidney Crosby has scored his first goal ever in a Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. Oh, slap me, silly Sidney. Crosby hopes the puck free. Joseph's out of the corner. The puck is in the back of the net. I believe it banked in off Mikhail Grabowski, who is sliding back to the goal. And Crosby will get the goal from the inboards, 3-1 Pittsburgh.
And that puck will go to number 87 for his 100th NHL goal.
Letang to Martin, the shot. Deflected in, I think Kunis was on the doorstep, or maybe Sidney Crosby got it. If he gets it, it's goal number 200. It was on the way to the net, and it definitely appeared to click something as it went behind Kiprusoff. The Penguins lead it 3-0.
At the front of the net. Crosby was at the side of the net. They are talking things over. He was the last guy to touch it. There's a discussion going on at center ice.
But Sidney Crosby has got his 400th career goal.
Hard pass, Letang. Crosby opens, kicks around in front, back the ball, over to Crosby. He scores! Crosby 500! A sensational moment. 500 goals in one remarkable career.
Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Leafs 3, Blues 3. But never mind that. Shut up. We got potential news. Elliotte Friedman sending a tweet, and he rarely sends tweets without purpose. The Arizona Coyotes 10 minutes ago tweeted their lineup. The lineup did not feature right-handed defenseman Ilya Lyubushkin. Freeds tweeted the following: "No Lyubushkin for Arizona tonight. Something to keep an eye on. I think Toronto among teams interested. Possible Nick Ritchie fit? ? See, that is a lot of detail. It's Lyubushkin. He's out of the lineup. Toronto is the only team that he mentions. Nick Ritchie is mentioned. Frege is not a big speculator guy. When he does, if you ever listen to the 32 Thoughts podcast, you'll know that when he does speculate, he does so with 1,000 caveats. He'll be like, listen, I don't know. I'm just saying. Here's my theory. I gotta say, I don't know how that deal would work. Let's bring something up. Right now, I'm going to bring up cap friendly. So, we know the Arizona Coyotes are interested in one thing, and that's not winning hockey games. It's getting a bunch of draft picks, okay? Right now, they have 3 first-round picks and 5 seconds. The Leafs only have their 1st, 2nd, and 7th this season, but I don't believe they're allowed to trade their 7th because it's involved in a conditional trade. The Leafs will end up keeping that pick. The condition is if defenseman Brennan Menell plays 30 games for the Leafs. That's not going to happen. Ilya Lyubushkin makes $1.35 million against the cap this year as a right-handed defenseman. Or is it a right D? Does he shoot right-handed as well? I believe he does. Yes, he does. And then he's a UFA, 27 years old. I know some stat guys like him. Sending Nick Ritchie, I would imagine, would require a sweetener. Quite a sweetener. Because Nick Ritchie makes $1.7 million of actual money this year. 3.3 next. And this isn't the sort of thing where it's an off-season deal and the Leafs eat the signing bonus and they can just trade him and the Coyotes end up paying him a lesser salary. He makes 3.3 in full money. So what does this deal look like? Can I throw this out there as well as something that could be very funny? Former Leafs on the Arizona Coyotes. Riley Nash, who they acquired last trade deadline, and he played exactly 2 games. Alex Galchenyuk, also on the Arizona Coyotes. Travis Boyd, also on the Arizona Coyotes. He was a good little Leaf for a while there on the second unit. And all those guys make league min. Ponder. What happens there? It's very interesting. Very interesting. But Elliotte Friedman very rarely throws stuff like that into the universe without having a reason to. Ooh. I'm excited. I got my eyes on Twitter. I'm not going to lie. Hey, you know what you should have your eyes on? This stream, but also watch Leafs game with Steve Dangle, the after show, hosted by Emily Agard, who is just our guest here on our lovely show. Will be on Sportsnet's Instagram. That's the one with over 1 million followers, you silly goose. After the game. Give us a few minutes after the final horn. We should be there within 5 or 10, we'll say. Hopefully 5. You never know. Sometimes stuff happens. Stuff such as a trade. It's very interesting. Things are heating up. Richie, we mentioned off the top of the show, took an awkward fall yesterday in a Marlies game and then was held out of the lineup for today's Marlies game. When asked why he was kept out of the lineup, the official word was as a precaution. Well, what does that mean? Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? What does that mean? Oh, something just occurred to me. So remember how I was like, Arizona doesn't have any money. So how is a Nick Ritchie trade going to happen? How is that going to work? You know what Dubas is not afraid of? And he's done at least twice? 3-way deals. He had a 3-way deal with Chicago and Vegas that allowed Vegas to get Robin Lehner. I think the Leafs got a draft pick out of that. And there was a 3-way deal to get Nick Foligno last year involving the Columbus Blue Jackets and the San Jose Sharks. Very, very interesting. Oh my God, I'm going to be obsessing over this for the rest of the night. We also know Kyle Dubas is not afraid to make a trade mid-game. He did that with who? Jack Campbell. Now, Jack Campbell was not, the trade wasn't finalized until after the game, but the Leafs lost the game to the New York Rangers on the road in Madison Square Garden. Michael Hutchinson had another tough game, and they acquired Jack Campbell. It has turned out pretty well. Also significant news from Jeff Merrick on 32 Thoughts at second intermission. Ty Tuminia has resigned from her role as the commissioner of the PHF there in women's hockey news. That is huge. I love these streams, but the one thing I miss is that gosh darn 32 Thoughts segment. I love it. Friedge and Merrick know how to bring the tea. I think there might be something here, is what Friedge apparently said on air. Buzz picking up around Ben Sherratt. Now, what's funny is this is right around when the trade deadline would usually be. It's February 19th today. Tonight. The trade deadline is, anyone? Class? March 21st. So, what I'm gathering from all the podcasts I'm listening to, all the tweets I'm seeing, 32 Thoughts segment tonight, it almost feels like there's going to be a couple waves. There's a lot percolating right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a mini pop of maybe 2 or 3 moves. We already saw Tyler Toffoli, so perhaps we could include that. And now that that's happened, oh boy, Craig Morgan, who covers the Arizona Coyotes for The Athletic, per league source, a deal appears to be close, which is why Ilya Lyubushkin is being held out. Several teams have shown interest. So Craig Morgan, less committed to the Leafs in his reporting. But it looks like we're going to get a trade tonight, folks. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we end up talking about it on our after show. Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle after show on Sportsnet's Instagram. So this stream must watch because it's a 3-3 game between the Leafs and Blues, and the after show is going to be must watch. Because folks, we might just get a trade live on air. Who's excited? Me. I'm ridiculously excited. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to close down Twitter. Focus. I'm going to be watching the game. Full screen. Producer Rob told me at intermission, He'll be in my ear if anything happens. Calm down! Everyone just calm down. Hydrate. Good stop through traffic from Campbell. Deceptively good save. Another good stop. The Blues really getting in Campbell's kitchen, and we're only about 90 seconds in. Less, as a matter of fact. Good pickoff by Tavares there. The Leafs have had pretty good sticks in terms of interceptions tonight. They've had a few close calls that they've prevented with those sticks. So earlier when the Blues were winning this game, we talked about how this game is a good test for the Leafs. The Leafs have struggled in heavier games, which the Blues can play and play successfully. And here we are, the Leafs with an opportunity. Nothing comes of it, but they are tied 3-3 in the third period here. Leafs being tested tonight, and they're doing well so far as Andre Kasha puts it on. He's been playing so well tonight and recently and basically all season. Third period in February. They're not going to call that. October, maybe they do. I thought that was a hook on Justin Hall. It affected possession, but not in a significant way. So I understand the non-call. Nico Mikkola turns it over. Leafs fourth line going to work. They've been hungry tonight. Wayne Simmons was getting into it at the end of the second period. Saw Mike Stevens tweet about that. Covers the Leafs in the NHL for the Hockey News. Been doing some great work this year, as long as we're talking about the Arizona Coyotes. Mike Stevens is the guy who got the exclusive interview with, I think it was it Glendale or Scottsdale City Councilor or something? Because remember there was that story about how the Coyotes wouldn't pay their taxes? Well, good old Mikey decides, why don't I just, call the city? Why am I asking hockey teams about information on this when I can just call the people they owe taxes to? Sit down! Okay, the kid is fine. I hate adults who wave at the camera. You're blocking the game. Kids are fine. Kids can't control themselves in their teams. I get it. But adults, how dare you?
Marner will clear it out. Bunting trying to reach for it, but Falk is there. Justin Falk played it in, came all the way around.
Leafs getting outshot 27-21. I don't really think it feels like it. The scoring chances don't feel too uneven. First line with a little bit of possession here. Whoa! Battle in front. Bunting with a bee in his bonnet tonight. Him and Krug, the rivalry I did not expect. I forgot about that dirty hit after the whistle that Krug had in their first game together. And I do think Krug may get fined. He got the extra penalty in his fight with Bunting for punching him with his glove on, but he cowbelled him as well. Oh, there's that stick again. Jake Muzzin, I think, just got a piece of that puck, preventing what would have been a really good scoring chance for the Blues. Parayko. Oh my goodness, what a play. Oh, what a play, what a play, what a play. Parayko at the point works an amazing pass through. Brandon Saad finishes it off.
O'Reilly keeps it on one side. What a pass down low as
Jake!
Instead of taking the shot, gets the nice
where are you at? Lilligren's alone! He's alone! That can't happen. Muzzin got Campbell got a piece of that. Oh my gosh, Campbell almost had the save of the universe.
Makes it a 4-3 game.
But the Blues take the lead here. Less than 5 minutes into the third. And I got to say, for a team who's been playing pretty well tonight, that's not good enough.
Closes in on his 400th career point as well.
I'd have to see it again to see what Muzzin was busy doing. But he wasn't in front. No one covered for him. Liljegren was just out there on an island. And that pairing gets scored on by the Blues again. They've been having a tough time. And you can see why the Leafs are potentially making a move as early as tonight for a right-handed defender. Because, man, they are struggling on that right side. Actually, Liljegren is on the right side, and he was the only guy back there. They're struggling on defense in general. If they were, I think it was moneypuck.com, had them as the 12th best defensive team, or 12th ranked defensive team at 5-on-5. That sounds good.
That should have been a penalty. Both guys are still on the ice.
And it is. It's top half,
And then after
obviously.
that, the byproduct is this, the go-ahead goal. So Sheldon Keefe had a right to be upset.
But among the elite teams, it's obviously a weakness.
In the second period.
I think what they were saying there on the broadcast is the Blues might have had too many men that went uncalled before their goal.
All breaks like that can happen and change a game. Now it's for the St. Louis Blues, just keep pushing forward for Sheldon Keefe.
Some questions before we get too deep here. Cart. What is your opinion on popcorn? Love it. I love a disgusting amount of popcorn. I shovel popcorn. I love the theater popcorn. I love buttery popcorn. I love salty popcorn. So producer Stu just got in my ear and he said, didn't you order popcorn from a movie theater off Uber Eats once? I don't. Oh, you know what? I think I might have, because someone told me about popcorn, hot movie theater popcorn with Cadbury mini eggs in it. And I tried it, and I gotta say, it's awesome. But I think what producer Stu is thinking of, Matthews with an opportunity, what producer Stu is thinking of is, I think it was the game, remember that awful Penguins game 2 games before Babcock got fired? I was so depressed during that game that I ordered nachos from the movie theater. My buddy asked me after, he's like, you could have got nachos from like a restaurant. But I was sad. David Perron coming in. He set up the go-ahead goal for the Blues. Oh my goodness, he had Justin Hall in hell there. And we're going to go to break as the Blues retake the lead. Don't go away. Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle. We'll be right back. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Tell them to join the more than 5,000 people who are watching right now, this very minute. Tell them about the surcharge that comes with this stream of $0. It is free and lovely and fun. And you should tell everyone, gosh darn it. Roger asks, what was the last song you listened to on Spotify? I had to go check. And I got a playlist. I don't remember what song it was, but I got Good Day by Nappy Roots was in there. Green Grass by Ellie Dixon. Would You Be So Kind by Doty. Super Bloom by Mr. Wives. Soap by the Apollos. And a good one for Saturday night, All Night by Big Boy. So, I think it was All Night. Ooh! Jack with a huge save.
So much of this game has been those little plays behind the net, winning the battle and then getting it to
Jack's had a funny game.
Wraparound that is bumped back, but
I didn't love the rebound on the first goal.
Late, and this is a huge save for Campbell.
I didn't like the second goal particularly for him. But man, he's made some great saves. His numbers aren't great in this game, but he's done a very good job for the Leafs. Waiting for potential trade news as well. Ilya Lyubushkin out of the lineup for the Arizona Coyotes. Elliot Friedman reporting Leafs are in on him. Gotta think he knows something. My theory, if you were listening, is it's a potential, because Friedman mentioned Nick Ritchie potentially being involved in the deal. My theory is there could be a third team involved to make the money work. I think there's interest in Nick Ritchie. There's a reason. Oh my God, Jason Spezza. Oh my goodness! That was almost the sickest fourth line goal of all time. Oh, here we go. Shoot it! In! Yeah! Oh! Great shift here for the fourth line.
Up onto the wing, and Sandin was tangled up with Sundqvist and comes back out. Matthews will chip it in.
First line coming on, trying to build off that momentum, but the Blues come out with the puck.
Will get it out, and they'll lift it down the ice.
John, that's a shift from your fourth line that can ignite your bench. You get right back after an excellent.
Did the cough button work this time? I think it did. Icing against the Leafs. Producer Stu said yes, it did. Good, I'm glad. Let's get another look at this. Jeez, Jason Spezza ruining someone. And then Wayne Simmons. He just didn't have a ton of net to look at, man. Villius is a huge goalie. Yeah, he's not happy about it. He said fudge. Myself, I think is what he said. That's how I learned swearing. Is reading. Oh no! Jack Campbell, another nifty save. I learned swearing by reading the lips of the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And growing up, the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs was Pat Burns. TJ Brody just got a little bit overextended to the outside. And he helped me learn emotional depth. Because as a child, Pat Burns' favorite thing was smiling and shaking his head. And I remember being like, he's smiling, but he does not look happy. I'm 5, and I don't quite understand that.
And it's stopped by Marner. Parayko taken to the corner by Bunting. Howard comes free, and Brandon Saad will speed it up for St. Louis and roll it into the lead zone. Ryan O'Reilly back of the net trying to get to it. Brandon Saad is there. Cut off by TJ Brody. Comes free in front. And Matthews will hand it off for Bunting. Back to Marner. Marner in over the line of Bunting. Down the wing. Going to the net. Centers. Had a great chance. Brody going to the goal. Couldn't get a stick on it.
Well, had a little technical glitch there, but I was watching the whole time, and Michael Bunting almost scored. Hooray. It would have been better if he scored, though. Jake Muzzin puts it on as we near the halfway mark of the third period. Leafs down 4-3 to the St. Louis Blues. Great game between the two. If the Leafs do come out as the losers in this game, the way it is right now, I'm not going to react the way I did when they lost to Calgary. When they lost to Calgary, I thought they got bullied. Krug, another broken stick for the Blues. It's the fourth one. With this one, I mean, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, and I think the Leafs have been with the Blues all night. We're about to go to break. We'll be right back as the Leafs try to tie it on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. We're back. Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Shucks. Well, let's see what happened here. TJ Brodie gets taken down. Blues with a bomb. And a nifty tip from Ryan O'Reilly in a battle in front with Morgan Rielly. And it beats Jack Campbell. The Leafs are now down 2. They're now down 5-3. At the hands of the St. Louis Blues. They got 9 minutes and 10 seconds to score 2 goals on a goalie who's been real good this season in Ville Husso. It's going to be tough. Based on his numbers, you might argue they've been lucky to even get 3.
Now it's Jordan Kyrou. It'll carry it in. Here comes Kyrou. Drops for Robert Thomas with a shot. Went off the leg of Justin Hall. Camp will turn it back.
But it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They do love a good carnival. They've been involved in quite a few this year, sometimes blowing a lead, sometimes overcoming one. This game is not over yet. 2-goal leads in 2022. Practically a death sentence. It's not good news at all.
Just felt it underneath his arm, wasn't able to quite grab it, but able to squeeze his armpit to hold on.
Matthews won the draw. All poking it into the corner. Shen going after it, taken away by Matthews for Marner over to Muzzin. Walks in with a shot.
Oh, Jake Muzzin with another good opportunity. Ryan O'Reilly, I noticed, just his 11th goal of the season, but he's got 2 against the Leafs. Good keep by Marner. Here we go. Rips it. Remember, Evanley's got that bet on him.
Great pressure, all kinds of quick turnovers.
Leafs getting an opportunity on Ville Husso. Can't bury it.
Matthews getting down on Shen, lifts his stick, the pass across, and
Matthews hasn't looked bad.
Through a body by Muzzin, but then the
After a really good game, really dominant game,
quick release by Marner,
and then busting his tooth. He didn't have the greatest start to the game. Bunting taken down in front of that. Justin Falk has had a nasty game. Falk and Krug is kind of an underratedly not huge but nasty tandem.
From the official as he goes after Riley and of course Krug, as we've seen the entire game. You see the intensity level ratchet up a little bit, down by 2 now. This Matthews line's staying a little extended shift as they've had some good chances.
You think Bunting and Krug like each other? I don't.
Ryan O'Reilly tossed out. Brandon sought in to take it against Matthews.
Leafs top line in the ice, in the offensive zone.
Picks it up himself, spins, trying to get it.
Gotta think they're gonna see a lot of ice in the final 8 minutes here.
To escape Parayko. Knocked it off the glass. Ryan O'Reilly will touch it as it would have been called on a high stick. O'Reilly.
God, outside of Matthews, you can see how much bigger the Blues are. With this lineup, Parayko's huge, Mikkola huge, O'Reilly kind of underrated. But here come the Leafs. Marner! What a pass to Matthews, but he fans on it. Leafs keep it though. Liljegren on! Rebound! Bunting with a great opportunity. Stopped by Husso. Told you he's good. Leafs catching up in shots as well. 31-30. Now 31-31. Liljegren getting a good look tonight. Husso out of his net to play it. If you're a goaltender, play it. Sorry, if you're a goaltender for the other team, play it.
Dump it in as Campbell slowed it down. Brown drops it on the boards. Here, Engvall there to take it. Engvall up to Morgan Riley. He deflects it in, but that is an icing call.
Eventually get down by 2. The Matthews line stayed
Man, oh man, oh man. What an unbelievable pass from Marner. Matthews just doesn't get enough of it. Here's another look at that opportunity for Bunting here. Liljegren puts it on. Good screen and oh, so close. Just 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Leafs need 2. Riley, stiff play on Jordan Kyrou.
Brody's got it. Fed it back for Riley. Long pass ahead at center. Grab ice, Betzer. Cross ice for Engvall.
Good job staying on side. Engvall rips it wide. This fourth line has looked dangerous.
Over by Jake Wallman. Engvall in there as well as Simmons comes out with it, which David stays on him.
Simmons battling. Engvall, giddy up there, big fella. Leafs hold the line. As they sort of get a line change out there, Tavares is already up. Nylander's out.
Nylander loops inside his own line, now up through center into the blue zone, out for Tavares. The shot pluckered away by Husso. Nylander tried to center.
Willie looking for a hat trick. That'd be nice.
Got it for Sundqvist. Kept it to the point by Tavares. Now the Blues clear it. Quick feed by Kerfoot to Hall. He'll ring it back in as Tavares tracks it down.
But a hat trick would still only get the Leafs within 1. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Leafs need one. And then they need to. Because math.
Hops over the boards and back on the ice. Kerfoot deflects it in. Husso will play it off.
5.5.
And it's Mikkola that'll send it down.
That clock does seem to speed up. Slows down when you have the lead and it speeds up when you don't.
Back for Liljegren. Timothy Liljegren feed it off behind the goal. And it's Rasmus Sandin with a long pass at center.
Sandin going for the long bomb doesn't work.
David Perron going after it. Marner up for the puck. Banks it off the boards as Bunting will track it down. Stays right with Mikkola. Here comes Thomas. Picked off at center by
Another good stick by Matthews.
Thomas will dump it in as Campbell.
Like, I gotta say, the Leafs have made some mistakes. There's a reason they're down 5-3, but overall, I've liked their game. I really have. Blues are a good team.
Up through center. His shot got blocked.
We got another piece of broken stick out there, I think. If it belongs to a member of the Blues, that would be their 5th of the game. Yes, I am obsessed.
Got it back in front for Kasha, and he can't knock it down. Falk will find it. Hands it off, and Buchnevich let it go as it's back in the
Offensive zone possession, the Leafs crushing the Blues. But the shots are pretty even.
More of an offensive push instead of Camp. It's Spezza in Camp's place.
Here's Mikheyev to bring it in.
Ilya Mikheyev, I've liked his game tonight.
Stays after Mikheyev.
But now the Leafs down 2 to the Blues. And there's only 4 minutes to go as the Blues break out. Blues content to get the offensive zone draw there. Leafs got to get 2 past that man, Villiuso, just to send this game to overtime. Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. So, Elliot Friedman reporting the Leafs could be in on Ilya Lyubushkin. He's a right-handed defender from the Arizona Coyotes who is out of the lineup tonight. I want to read you a couple tweets from Earl Schwartz. He's Earl Schwartz 27 on Twitter. He's an account I love. And we're back. Not the greatest time to have a little glitch, but here we go. Leafs trying to tie it. Down 2 goals to the St. Louis Blues. At home. Leafs winning the first match with the St. Louis Blues 6-5. Looking to do that again tonight, but they are running out of time. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Leafs pull the goalie, and the Blues are going to probably get a goal here. Oh my God. Somehow they don't, and somehow there's no penalty. And Marner and the Leafs break out. And they get the offensive zone draw.
Well, smart play by Marner.
I'm going to want a replay of that.
With that shot going around. Tavares was jumping on for the change.
How did the Leafs escape that without a penalty? Tavares is really strong on the stick, and I guess they said, you see Buddy behind the net, he's like, nope, stick lift. It's all good. Well, John Tavares just saved the game, if that's what I saw. 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Leafs trying to tie it, but they need 2. Blues break it out. This is probably going to be game. Robert Thomas to Pavel Buchnevich for his 2nd of the game. And the Blues now up 6-3 on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Still 3:17 to go.
That make the difference. The puck's in play. Here's a hard one that's popping up in the air, and it's Thomas who found the loose puck. Just chipped it.
Robert Thomas, telling you, man, that's a good player. Really good player. The Blues have a lot of big, skilled, underrated guys. come playoff time, they're going to be a problem. Big problem.
Has set a career high in shots in a game tonight.
Luckily, not the Leafs' problem. Unless they meet in the Stanley Cup final. Don't laugh! Why'd you laugh? Listen, that's the hope. All right, that's the expectation. Leafs didn't do so. Yeah, that's a trick. No? Okay, it's not a trick. Leafs didn't do so hot tonight. Still 2.5 to go. I thought the game was closer than the 6-3 score suggests.
We got some good battles going on.
Tough one.
Pucks. Here's Kyrou in position there. Now you're.
And we could potentially get a trade, don't forget.
Engvall coming back. Kyrou, great young player. Another good solid game for the St. Louis Blues.
Buddy with the Sittler jersey, he's leaving. Sittler would never leave. 2:22, pass to no one.
Now Kemp up for Kasha, just out of his reach. Justin Hall follows up the play. McKayev with it. Kasha from McKayev.
It's looking pretty grim, folks.
With a chance. That one doesn't get through. Kasha will bat it around.
3 goals in 2 minutes against one of the most underrated goalies in the NHL this year. Is going to be a tough ask. It's incredible to think that the Blues could go on a Stanley Cup run.
Once again, Torrey Krug, if you're going to be in your goaltender's way, you got to.
And they'd be doing it without Jordan Binnington, potentially. Uso has played fewer games than Binnington, but he appears to be the starter for right now.
We've seen in this game, though, the Blues really collapsing to the front of the net and not allowing many easy alleys to get to the front of the net.
So if you're a Leaf fan, all eyes got to be on Elliot Friedman's Twitter. Looks like there could be a deal with the Arizona Coyotes as soon as tonight for right-handed defender Ilya Lyubushkin. Nick Ritchie could be involved. My personal pet theory is there's a third team involved to make the money work. I was going to read you a thread from Earl Schwartz. Earl Schwartz 27 on Twitter. You should check it out. There's not enough time left in this game for me to read all of it, but he was talking about how to make the money work. Great account to follow. Talking about cap stuff. You might call it nerdy. I would call it how hockey works. You got to know this stuff. To talk about trades and moves objectively these days. You need a master's degree, essentially. 45 seconds to go. So what do we think about this game? We'll talk about it in the after show on Sportsnet's Instagram. Personally, I'm disappointed the Leafs weren't able to get it done, but I actually think they did well. To me, this wasn't a case of the Leafs getting run out of the building, which is kind of what I thought happened against Calgary. I thought the shot count that the Leafs put up that night was a bit of a paper tiger. But tonight, it was an even game. One team had to win, and it wasn't, unfortunately. Ville Husso gets the win. Telling you, one of the most underrated goalies in the league, one of the most underrated teams in the league. The Leafs fall 6-3. So, that is it for this stream. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this stream. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle after show with Emily Agard. Sportsnet's Instagram in just a few minutes.